morning student. So in the previous class we had studied about this different levels of care. So that is primary level, secondary level and tertiary level we have seen. So now we will move on with the next topic, that is psychiatric rehabilitation. So what is the psychiatric rehabilitation? The psychiatric rehabilitation. So first we will see what is this rehabilitation. So you all know what is rehabilitation. So rehabilitation is nothing but like getting back to the or returning to the highest possible level of functioning. Okay, returning back to the highest possible level. Okay, it is a process where it enables the individual to return back to its highest possible level of functioning. Okay, to return back to its highest level of functioning. So that is usually about the rehabilitation. So rehabilitation, it is a process which enables the individual to return back to its highest level of functioning. Okay, it enables the individual to return back to its highest level of functioning. Okay, to return back to his highest level of functioning. So that is usually there. So that is mainly about this thing. So that is usually, so this rehabilitation, it is an important component in this community mental health program. Okay, it is an important component in this community mental health program. Okay, so that is usually about this thing. So that is usually seen. So rehabilitation, it is the process which enables the individual to return back to its normal highest level of functioning, that is normal highest level of functioning, and this is an important concept or it is an important component in this community mental health program. Okay, it is an important component in this community mental health program. So that is usually about this thing. And next is its citizen. So this rehabilitation, it is used in different disorders. It is used in different disorders like in case of chronic schizophrenia, in case of chronic organic mental disorders, or in case of mental retardation, and also in case of alcohol and drug dependence. Okay, so these disorders, like the rehabilitation will use in certain disorders. So which are the disorders that we use this rehabilitation? It is usually includes chronic schizophrenia, chronic organic mental disorders, alcohol and drug dependence, as well as mental retardation. Okay, in these disorders usually we go with using this rehabilitation. So that is usually then. So why it is need for the why this rehabilitation is required for mentally ill patients? Okay, why we require this rehabilitation mentally ill patient is that, so disorders such as schizophrenia and bipolar disorders, substance abuse disorders. Okay, so that is in disorders, in case of disorders such as schizophrenia, bipolar disorders, as well as in case of substance abuse. So the patients in this, okay, the mentally ill patients, so the patients will not be fully recovered in this disorders. Okay, they will not be fully recovered in this disorders. So therefore they have certain limitations. Okay, they have certain limitations in their functions. So therefore to get back that functions again, or to return back to that functions again, we require this rehabilitation in mentally ill patients. Okay, why we need this rehabilitation mentally ill patient is that, so disorders such as schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, substance abuse, so there is usually they are not fully recovered. Okay, such patients are not fully recovered. So they are not fully recovered. So therefore they have certain limitations in their functions. Okay, they have certain limitations in their functions. So in order to get back that functioning level, okay, in order to get back that functioning level, we require this rehabilitation. So that is usually there. And also this is usually the need for this rehabilitation. So that is usually about this rehabilitation. So what is rehabilitation? Rehabilitation, it is a process which enables the individual to return back to its functioning level, So that is usually rehabilitation. So it is mainly used in certain disorders such as chronic schizophrenia, chronic organic mental disorders, okay, chronic organic mental disorders, and then in case of mental retardation, as well as in case of alcohol and drug dependence. Okay, alcohol and drug dependence. So that is usually about this disorders which is mainly used. These are the disorders where we make use of this rehabilitation. So that is usually about these things. So next is principles of rehabilitation. So next is principles of rehabilitation. So in case of this principles of rehabilitation, so that is the principles it usually includes is that, so they should have increased independence. Okay, so usually they will be having increasing independence. This is the first step of this rehabilitation process. Okay, so this is the first step of rehabilitation process where we provide them fully independence. Okay, where we provide them fully independence. So that is usually about this first principle. So principles of rehabilitation, in this there is the first principle is increasing independence. Okay, so we will be providing full independence for them so that they can carry out so that they can return back to their functioning level. So that is usually about them. And the primary focus in this rehabilitation, so they should have that, they should improve the capability of the patients. Okay, they should improve the capability of the patients with psychiatric problems. Okay, so we have to improve the capability of the patient with this psychiatric problems. Okay, with this psychiatric problems. Okay, so that is usually about this second principle that is usually seen. So the first principle is that increasing independence, and the next is that we have primary focus should be on the capabilities of the patients with psychiatric disorders, and then we should make use of residual capacities. Okay, we have to make use of maximally we have to make use of this residual capacities, and then we should see that when rehabilitation is done, okay, when rehabilitations we are giving, we have to see that the patient is fully participating. Essential, okay, it is very essential that patient will actively participate. Okay, patient should actively participate. So that is very essential if the rehabilitation process have to be successful. So that is usually there. And next is that usually say skill development should be seen, therapeutic environment should be provided. Okay, the skill should be developed, therapeutic environment should be provided, and then like when such things are used, okay, so that is skill development, therapeutic environment, if such things are used or it is done, then the rehabilitation process will be successful. Okay, rehabilitation process will be successful. So these are usually the principles of this rehabilitation. So it mainly includes that we have to increasing independence should be increased, so that is we have to make them to do by themselves. Okay, we have to make them to do by themselves. And next thing is that primary focus should be on the capabilities of the patient. Okay, the primary focus should be on the capabilities of the patient. Okay, so that is to be done. And next is usually that maximally we should make use of residual capacities. Okay, maximally we should make of that residual capacity. So whatever the capacity that they have, we have to make use of that fully. And next is that patient's active participation is very essential. Okay, patient's active participation is very essential, and then the skill development should be done, and then we have to provide therapeutic environment. Okay, then we have to provide therapeutic environment, and then if you are making use of such things, rehabilitation process will be successful. Okay, rehabilitation process will be successful. So that is usually about this principles of rehabilitation. Okay, that is usually about this principles of rehabilitation. So next is approaches of the psychiatric rehabilitation. Okay, so approaches of the psychiatric rehabilitation. So there are different approaches like psychoeducation, working with family, group therapy, social skill training. Okay, so there are different approaches like psychoeducation, working with families, group therapy, and social skill training. So one by one see what are the approaches, like how it has been done. The first is psychoeducation. So in this it mainly includes diagnosing the problem. Okay, it mainly includes diagnosing the problem and telling the person what to expect. Okay, so telling the person what to expect, like discussing about the treatment, discussing about the illness. So everything will be done in the psychoeducation. So that is psychoeducation. Mainly here we diagnose the problem and we'll discuss it with the person regarding the treatment that has to be given. So that is psychoeducation. And next is working with families. Okay, so here working with families will be encouraging the family members. We will be encouraging the family members to involve in the treatment. Okay, we'll be encouraging the family members to be involved in the treatment. So that is usually there. Next is group therapy. So group therapy includes providing opportunity for the individuals to get contact with others. Okay, providing information or provide positive aspect is that like giving opportunity. Okay, giving opportunity to the individuals for contact with other. Okay, for contact with others, sharing their views, talking with them, as well as sharing their views regarding problem solving. So all these things it is usually done in this group therapy. So that is usually there. So next, social skill training. So in this usually involves like teaching them specific training. Okay, so teaching them specific skill training or specific living skills will be trained to them. So that is in order to which is required for the individual to survive in the environment. Okay, which is required to the individual to survive in the environment. So that is usually there in this. So that is normally what is that? So that is social skill training. Mainly it is seen that it involves teaching specific living skills. Okay, it involves teaching specific living skills so that the patient, which is required for the individuals to survive in the environment. Okay, which is required for the individual to survive in the environment. So that is usually about this approaches of psychiatric rehabilitation. That includes psychoeducation, where we will be diagnosing the problem. Then we will be discussing about the treatment that has to be given. And next is next is working with families. Here we will make the individual family members to get involved in the treatment. So next is group therapy. Here we will be giving opportunity for the individuals to discuss about or to contact with others, share their views regarding problem solving. And next is social skill training. So here we will be teaching them special living skills. So here we will be teaching them special living skills which is required for the individuals or patient to survive in the environment. So that is usually about this psychiatric rehabilitation approaches. So next is rehabilitation team. Okay, so we talk about rehabilitation team. So you all know what is health team, like you all know what team, no, right? A group of people working together for a common goal. Okay, it is a group of people who are working together for a common goal. So here also health team also you have studied in your lower classes. So here also it is the same thing, like psychiatric rehabilitation team will be there. Okay, rehabilitation team will be there who will be working together for providing rehabilitation for the patients. Okay, for providing rehabilitation for the patients. So who are there in the rehabilitation team we'll be seeing. So it mainly includes psychiatrist, clinical psychologist, psychiatric social worker, psychiatric nurse, occupational therapist, recreational therapist, counselor and mental health para-professionals. Again, other mental health para-professionals. So that is team, it is a group of members who are working together for a common goal. So same thing you have studied about the health team, like who are there and who all are working together for the common goal, like in the hospital. So that is health team. And now in this also there is some there is a rehabilitation team which mainly includes psychiatrist, counselor, psychiatric nurse, psychiatric social worker, occupational therapist, recreational therapist and other mental health para-professionals. Okay, that is usually about this rehabilitation team. So next is steps that is involved in psychiatric rehabilitation. Okay, so next is steps that is involved in psychiatric rehabilitation. So what are the steps? We'll see one by one. So normally in this psychiatric rehabilitation, it begins with the diagnosis. Okay, it begins with the diagnosis and assessment as well as about the treatment. Okay, it starts from the diagnosis. Okay, it usually starts from the diagnosis. Okay, it usually starts from the diagnosis. So we'll see one by one what are the steps that is involved in this psychiatric rehabilitation. And the first step it is reduction of impairments. Okay, the first step it is reduction of impairments. So in case of this reduction of impairments, one of the things that they will do is that, so in this it is mainly in this step they go with reducing and eliminating the symptoms and cognitive impairment. Okay, in this usually what they do, they go with eliminating the symptoms as well as in removing and eliminating the symptoms or reducing and eliminating the symptoms and cognitive impairments. Okay, symptoms and cognitive impairments. So that is usually done in this, that is reduction of impairment. So that this is usually done through social and vocational performance. It is done through social and vocational performance. So in this usually what we do, so in this mainly that is reduction of impairment. In this we will be reducing or eliminating the impairments, that is like symptoms and other cognitive impairments. So this is mainly done through social and vocational aspects. Okay, social and vocational performance. So that is usually the first thing is reduction of impairment, and the next is remediation of disabilities through skill training. Okay, remediation of disabilities through skill training. Okay, remediation of disability through skill training. So skill training it is usually done. Okay, skill training it is usually done to remediate skills. Okay, the skill training it is mainly used to done to remediate the disabilities. Okay, to remediate the disabilities like in social, family or the vocational training. Okay, it is usually done through family, social and vocational training. So that is mainly what they do. Go with self-care skills will be taught, like we will be teaching them regarding self-care skills, and then we'll be teaching them regarding interpersonal skills. Okay, we'll be teaching them regarding interpersonal skills, recreational skills, leisure skills. All this thing will be taught so that their disabilities will be removed. Okay, so that their disabilities will be removed. So that is usually about this remediation of disability through skill training. So in this mainly disability will be removed. Okay, the disabilities will be removed through skill training. So what are the skill training that we will be giving? It is like life basic skills. Okay, it is usually like self-care skills, vocational skills, like interpersonal skills, leisure skills and recreational skills. So that is usually about this thing. And next is remediating disabilities through supportive interventions. Okay, remediating disabilities through supportive interventions. So in this usually what happens, we go with social and vocational functioning will be restored. Okay, social and vocational functioning will be restored through skill training. Okay, it is also done through social and vocational functioning will be restored through skill training. So that is usually, so this usually helps the individuals to compensate the handicap. Okay, it usually helps the individuals to compensate with the handicap by learning skills in living and working areas. Okay, by learning skills in living and working areas. Okay, environment. Okay, working environment. So that is usually about this remediating disabilities through supportive intervention. So in this mainly will be in this usually what happen will be restoring the social and vocational functioning through skill training. Okay, through skill training. So here we will be training them life skills, like usually we will be training them regarding learning skills as well as in learning skills in the living and working environment, so that they can carry on their work properly. So that is usually about this thing. So this is usually the steps of this psychiatric rehabilitation. So the psychiatric rehabilitation begins from the diagnosis and then functioning assessment. So the steps it mainly includes is reduction of impairments, remediation of disabilities through skill training, and remediation disabilities through supportive intervention. So that is usually about the steps that is involved in psychiatric rehabilitation. So that is usually about this thing. So that is usually about this psychiatric rehabilitation. So next is usually about this occasional rehabilitation. So next is like role of nurse. It will be same, like they'll go with assessment. So in this also rehabilitation, like nurse, they have certain roles, such as sort of the role that they have to do is like they have to go with assessment. So where they'll be assessing the individual, then they have to assess the family members as well as the community. So that is usually what is that. So in this assessment, so that is first they have to assess the individual, family, and then they have to assess the community, and then they can go with, after assessing they have to plan, implement, as well as community interventions has to be taken, then evaluation should be done. Same thing whatever it is, like in this interventions of when they are taking, so family interventions have to be taken, community interventions has to be taken, as well as individual interventions has to be taken. So that is usually about this thing. So that is usually about this role of nurse. So next is occasional rehabilitation. So next is occasional rehabilitation. So in case of this occasional rehabilitation, so this is also a part of continuous and coordinated process of rehabilitation. Okay, occasional rehabilitation, it is usually a part of psychiatric rehabilitation. Okay, it is usually a part of psychiatric rehabilitation, where it usually provides occasional services to the individuals. Okay, it usually provides occasional services to the individual, so that the disabled person, okay, so that the disabled person will be having a secure employment. Okay, the disabled person will be having a secure employment. So that is usually it is that. So in this, like we will be seeing about this occasional rehabilitation. So we will talk about this occasional rehabilitation. So occasional rehabilitation is a part of psychiatric rehabilitation. Okay, occasional rehabilitation, it is usually a part of psychiatric rehabilitation, where we will be providing occasional training to the individual, so that the disabled person will be having secure employment. So that the disabled person will be having secure employment. So that is usually what is that in this mainly in this vocational rehabilitation. So where we will be seeing like where we will be providing vocational training to the individuals. Okay, where we will be providing vocational training to the individual, so that the disabled person will be having secure employment. Okay, where the person can have secure employment. So that is usually there are certain different phases in this occasional rehabilitation. It includes like clinic, vocational assessment, vocational counseling, vocational training, job exploration, job placement, and follow-up. So this occasional, it is usually consists of training. Okay, it usually consists of different phases. Okay, it usually consists of different phases. So this occasional rehabilitation, it has different phases. So which mainly includes such as vocational counseling, vocational assessment, vocational counseling, vocational training, job exploration, job placement, and follow-up. So in that first is occasional assessment. So this occasional assessment is done in 4 different areas. Okay, this assessment, it is done in 4 different areas, like clinical assessment, social assessment, psychological, and vocational. So we'll see one by one what are the things that is done in this. So in case of this clinical assessment, it includes mainly where we'll be assessing the residual psychiatric symptoms. Okay, we'll be assessing the residual psychiatric symptoms that might affect the ability of the function. Okay, that might affect the ability of the function. Okay, so in this mainly we'll be checking about the residual symptoms that might affect the ability of the functioning. So that is clinical assessment. So next is social assessment. So includes like family support, attitude of family members, as well as economic status of the family. So in the social assessment, we'll be seeing about the family members, attitude about family members, like we'll be seeing about the family support, attitude of the family members, as well as the economic status of the family members. So that is usually done. So in psychological assessment, we'll be assessing about the self-esteem of the individual, confidence level of the patient, okay, confidence level of the patient, and then motivation level of the patient. So all these things will be seen in this psychological assessment. So next is vocational assessment. So vocational assessment, in this will be assessing about the physical strength, hand coordination, attention and concentration of the individual. So in this vocational in this vocational assessment will be assessing about the concentration, attention as well as the physical strength and coordination of the individual. So that is usually about this vocational assessment. So vocational assessment, it is usually assessed in the different in 4 different areas: clinical, social, psychological and vocational. So in this clinical assessment we will be assessing about the residual symptoms of the patient which might affect the ability to function. And next is social assessment, will be assessing about the family members, family support and economic status of the family members and the attitude of the family members. Then is about the psychological assessment, where we'll be checking about the self-esteem as well as the confidence level as well as the motivation level of the patient. And next will be the occasional assessment. Occasional assessment, where we'll be checking about the concentration level of the individual, attention as well as the physical strength and coordination of the individuals. That is usually about this occasional assessment, which is done under 4 different areas. It is usually done under this 4 different areas. So that is usually about this occasional assessment. Okay, that is usually about this occasional assessment. So next is about this occasional counseling. Okay, so next is about this occasional counseling. So in case of this occasional counseling, so this is mainly will be informing the patient and the family members. Okay, in this will be informing the patient and the family members regarding the training that is available. Okay, regarding the training that is available, and we will be taking consent from the family members for the rehabilitation therapy. So in this occasional counseling, this is includes like informing the patients. Okay, this is mainly informing the patients and family members. Okay, this is to inform the patient as well as family members regarding the training that is available, as well as regarding like taking concern from the family member for rehabilitation therapy. So that is usually about this vocational counseling. So next is vocational training. So vocational training, it includes like course content. We'll be telling about the course content, duration of the therapy will be informed, and the training duration will be told, and the incentives that is provided, that also will be informed to them. And then progress will be assessed. Then the skills will be checked whether it is improved or not, and then supervision will be done. So that is usually about this occasional training. So in case of this occasional training, we will be giving them regarding the course content will be told to them, duration of training will be told to them, incentives will be provided, assessment of the progress as well as skills will be imparted, and supervision will be done. So that is usually about this occasional training. Okay, that is usually about this occasional training. So next is job exploration. So job exploration, here it is usually we will be finding out the jobs that is available in the community. Okay, in this we will be finding out the jobs that is available in the community. So that is job exploration. And next is job placement. So in this usually includes like selecting a suitable job for the individual. So selecting a suitable job for the individual, and after selecting a job to the individuals, placing the individual to that job. Okay, placement will be given to the individual to that job. Then we will be checking the facilities that is available, and as well as we will be evaluating the work performance. Okay, we will be as well as assessing the work performance. So that is job placement. So that is this job placement includes mainly finding out the suitable job for the person, placing the individual in that job, then work performance will be evaluated, as well as we will be checking out the facilities that is available. So next is follow up. So this is mainly evaluation of the above 4 phases. Okay, it is mainly evaluation of the above 4 dimensions or above 4 phases, whether it has been properly done or not. Okay, whether it has been properly done or not. So mainly the 4 dimension includes clinical, psychological, occasional and social. So that is usually about this different phases of occasional rehabilitation. So occasional rehabilitation is also part of psychiatric rehabilitation, where we will be giving training to the individuals so that they will be having secure employment. So this is having different phases such as vocational assessment, vocational counseling, vocational training, job exploration, job placement and follow-up. Vocational assessment is done mainly under clinical, psychological, social and vocational. Counseling, where we will be giving counseling to the the patient as well as the family members. Training will be provided. Job exploration will be finding out the jobs available. Job placement will be finding out the suitable jobs and will be placing the individual in that particular job. And follow-up will be done in this occasional rehabilitation. So next is mental health services that is available in the primary, secondary and tertiary level, we'll see what are the services that is available in this primary, secondary and tertiary level. And the first is primary level. So primary level will be having sub-centers, primary health centers, community mental health centers, as well as psychiatric hospitals and nursing homes. So the services that is provided at the primary level, it is provided at the sub-centers, primary health centers, community mental health centers, psychiatric hospitals and nursing homes. And what is the role of nurse or medical officer in the psychiatric primary health center? It is that they should provide skills to the team members. Okay, the role of the medical officer in this, it is that they should provide the skills to the team member. Okay, they have to provide skills to the team member. They should ensure supplies. Okay, they should ensure supplies, and then they should support as well as supervise the health personnel. Okay, they should support as well as supervise the health personnel. Initiate community involvement. Okay, they have to initiate community involvement. Okay, they should see that they should initiate community involvement, and then should provide treatment to the mentally ill person. Okay, they should provide treatment to the mentally ill person. Then they have to monitor the work of the health person. Okay, they monitor the health work of the health person. So that is usually seen that. So the role of medical officer in this primary health center, it is usually said they should provide skills to the team member, ensure supplies are available or not. Then they should support and provision, like they should support the health person and also supervise the health personnel. Then they should initiate community involvement, provide treatment for mentally ill person as well as monitor work of health personnel. So that is usually about this thing. And next is that what are the effective measures can be taken. Okay, what are the effective measures can be taken at this level, that is at primary level. It is that they should correct diagnosis with explanation. Okay, they should correct diagnosis with explanation. Okay, when they are diagnosing, they should explain it properly, and then unnecessary investigation should be avoided. Okay, unnecessary investigation should be avoided, and then they should listen to the patient. Okay, they should listen to the patient. Teach relaxation techniques. Okay, they have to teach relaxation technique. Then they should provide guidance. Okay, they should provide guidance about their daily routines and activities. Okay, they have to provide guidance regarding daily routine and activities. And then they should use of medicine should be for short period. Use of medicine should be for short period. So these are the measures, effective measures that can be taken in primary level to give care to the mentally ill patients. So what are the care that the effective measures they have to take is that they have to diagnose it correctly with proper explanation should be given. Then they should avoid unnecessary investigations. They should listen to the patient, as well as they have to teach relaxation technique. Guidance should be provided, and then they should use the medicine for a short period. So this is the role of medical officer, and what are the effective measures that has to be taken. So next is staff nurse role. So what are the role of nurse in this? It is that so they should give care to the outpatient and inpatient. Okay, they have to give outpatient care. They should provide care to the outpatient as well as inpatient. Like mental health education should be provided. Okay, mental health education should be given. So that is the role of the staff nurse at this level. So it is provide care to the inpatient as well as outpatient, and then providing health education, that is mental health education to the individual. So that is usually the role of nurse in this primary level. So that is usually about this. And what are the role of multi-purpose workers? So PHC, they will be having multi-purpose workers, right? So the role is that they have to identify the cases. Okay, they have to identify the cases, refer the cases, as well as follow-up should be done, as well as mental health education to be provided. Okay, so that is they have to identify the cases, refer should be provided, then they have to follow up, as well as mental health education to be provided. Okay, mental health education to be provided. So okay, that is usually about this. A role of multi-purpose workers. Okay, role of multi-purpose workers. So that is usually about this services that is provided in the primary health level. So primary health levels, what are the services that is primary level? So what are the services that is provided? It is provided at sub-centers, community mental health centers, psychiatric hospitals, PHCs, it's provided. So what is the role of medical officer? They have to supervise the health persons, they have to guide them, they have to identify, they have to diagnose the cases properly, or they have to diagnose the cases properly. And so that is usually about this role of medical officer who has to be done. So they have to continuously monitor the work. So that is usually about this primary level. So next is at the secondary level. So secondary level, so the care that is where the services that is provided in general hospital psychiatric units. Okay, the care or mental health services that is provided in general hospital psychiatric units. Okay, in the general hospital psychiatric units, like government, private psychiatric hospitals are available. Government and private psychiatric hospitals are available, and voluntary organizations are available. Okay, voluntary organizations are available. So that is in secondary level. So general hospital psychiatric units. Okay, in general hospital psychiatric units, government and private psychiatric hospitals are available. Then voluntary organizations are there. So that is usually so on the secondary levels, like general hospital psychiatric units are available, government and private psychiatric hospitals are available, then voluntary organizations are present. So what are the activities that they do? Like outpatient treatment, inpatient treatment, education and training, research work is done, rehabilitation services is provided, referral services is provided, follow-up is done, and mental health education is given. So what are the activities that is done in this? Outpatient treatment, inpatient treatment, rehabilitation services, referral services, mental health education, follow-up, as well as education and training. So these are the activities that is done in the secondary level. Secondary level, the health services are provided mainly in the general hospital psychiatric units, government and private psychiatric hospitals, and voluntary organizations. So next is tertiary level. So on this tertiary level, the rehabilitation is provided mainly in the government and private psychiatric hospitals. Okay, the rehabilitation tertiary level, it is mainly focuses on rehabilitation. So in this secondary level, it concentrates on diagnosing and treatment of the cases, and this primary level, it mainly identify the cases. So that is in tertiary level, rehabilitation is done. So rehabilitation, it is mainly done on the government and private psychiatric hospitals, and non-governmental and voluntary organizations are also involved. Okay, non-governmental and voluntary organizations are also involved. So what are the activities? Rehabilitation, family and patient mental health education will be given, and then follow-up will be done, training and education will be provided, research work is done. So in this, activities are mainly like rehabilitation will be done, family and patient mental health education will be given, like follow-up will be done, training and education will be provided, and research work will be done. So these are the mental health services that is provided at the primary level, secondary level, and tertiary level. So that is usually about this different mental health services which is provided in primary, secondary, and tertiary levels.